A lot of people's misgivings around the COVID vaccines are rooted in concerns about potential side effects, sensitivity, or allergic reactions to some of the ingredients. The same could be said for over-the-counter drugs. One company, Genexa, is advocating for cleaner OTC treatments because some people have sensitivity to the inactive fillers often found alongside the active ingredients. This cleanup is part of a bigger trend of companies offering a less is more approach in their products. Joining me now is Genexa co-founder and CEO Max Spielberg. Max, welcome to Quicktake. I want to start by asking, what prompted you to take a closer look at the inactive ingredients of medicines? I mean, a lot of us do that, but you decided to start a company around it. What prompted that?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I think overall, I personally have a lot of sensitivities to some of the ingredients in medication. So growing up, I had a lot of seasonal allergies. And I noticed as I started getting older that I actually had allergic reactions to some of the synthetic ingredients that are common in medication. So that was sort of what inspired us to start the company Genexa that I started with my good friend and business partner, David Johnson. He's actually the CEO. I'm the president.
Oh, pardon me. I gave you a promotion then.
Absolutely not an issue. Overall, what we do at Genexa is we'll use the same active ingredient as the leading brand, meaning we'll use the same medicine as whatever leading brand you'll find in your medicine cabinet, but all our other ingredients, meaning the inactive ingredients, are actually cleaner. So if you look at your typical medicine, the majority of the medicine is actually made up of the non-medicinal ingredients, the inactive ingredients, basically the fillers, preservative, binders that actually hold the product together.
Right.
So what we'll do is, instead of using talc, which has actually been linked to some pretty harmful health consequences, you can just Google talc lawsuits and you can see for yourself. And instead of red dye number 40, we'll use organic strawberries. Instead of talc, we'll use organic honey. So we like to call it real medicine made clean. And it's really medicine for the 30 million Americans just like me that have sensitivities to ingredients in medications. And just kind of based off the idea that according to a recent MIT study, over 90% of over-the-counter medicines actually contain some type of allergen. So I think it's a lot big. Allergens in medications, whether it's lactose, gluten, dyes, it's a much bigger problem than people realize. And we're the first clean medicine company.
Max, let me ask you, by stripping out these dirty ingredients, what does that do to the medication? Does that bring up the expiration date, for instance? Does it make it more expensive to manufacture?
So from an efficacy standpoint, it's the exact same medication, meaning we have a product called Kids Pain and Fever. It uses the exact same ingredient as children's Tylenol. So we're using the exact same medication in the exact same amount as the leading brand. So from an efficacy standpoint, there's no difference.
If that's the case, why do the medicine brands not change their formula? Why did they hold on to these inactive formulas, ingredients and fillers?
That's a fantastic question. I don't know that I can comment on how other people do their other companies do their R&D strategy. I think overall, it's cheaper to use talc than to use organic honey. It's cheaper to use red dye number 40 than to use an organic flavor. So I think there's financial implications.
As there usually is.
A lot of companies are hesitant to reformulate, and a Genexa product isn't necessarily going to have a 4-year shelf life the way some other over-the-counter medicines might. But
Max, thank you so much. Max Spielberg is the president of Genexa. Really appreciate it. Maddie.
Well, that's going to do it for this.